What are we doing? What are we doing today?
We're going to make survival bread today.
Okay, now the official term for survival bread is hardtack. Now hardtack has been used throughout generations for survival food, whether you're at sea or if you're in the army. Civil War was basically one of the rations that you were given. Now the thing with hardtack, it's only 3 ingredients, so it's very simple to make, and it'll last almost indefinitely if you store it properly. And when you cough all over everything, then we gotta clean it all over again. So wait for that. The 3 ingredients that you need for hardtack is iodized table salt, all-purpose flour, and water. First thing that you want to do is you want to take 2 cups of flour and put it into a mixing bowl. Put in 1.5 teaspoons of table salt and 3/4 of a cup of water. So the 3 ingredients that you need for making hardtack, like I said, we need 2 cups of flour, all-purpose flour.
Oh, okay, I will do that.
Yeah, that makes, there you were holding it.
Okay, 2 cups flour.
And then 1.5 teaspoons or 7.5 milliliters of table salt.
Stir them together. Right, boss?
Yes. And then 175 milliliters or 3/4 of a cup of water.
Just cold water?
Yeah, cold water.
Okay.
Now this is going to be a very stiff, very dry dough. You don't want a lot of moisture in it. You just want to get it to the point where it's not sticky. And then we're going to roll it out and we're going to form crackers out of it. Good thing about crackers, Asians love crackers. Graham crackers, whole wheat crackers.
Yeah, whole wheat crackers, my favorite.
White crackers?
White?
So if you have a few ingredients, a little bit of the flour that hasn't mixed in, don't worry about it. It will work itself in.
Don't put extra water.
Yeah, do not put any extra water. If you find that it is a little bit sticky, you can always flour your baking sheet or your rolling table. Now remember, there's no other ingredients to allow this bread to rise, so it is a very stiff, very dry bread. This is not meant to be luxury. It is meant for survival. Once we're done combining all the ingredients and getting it relatively consistent, we are going to roll it out to about a 1/2 inch thick. Because I'm going to be storing the hardtack in mason jars, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flour the top of a wide mouth mason jar, and I'm going to actually cut it to size. That way when it shrinks in the oven, it should fit perfectly in the mason jar, and we'll be able to store it for years to come, and hopefully, we never have to use it. The next step is to take a fork or take a chopstick and poke holes all the way through. This is going to aid in the drying of the hardtack, as well as it's going to stop it from fluffing up. You want to make sure the holes go completely all the way through. So before you start mixing everything up, It is going to be set at 375 degrees.
Okay.
Once in the oven, we're going to set the timer for 30 minutes, then flip them over, and again for another 30 minutes on the other side, and then we're going to pull them out to cool. Once in the oven,
Wow, a little bit overcooked. Oh, burn.
yeah, some of them look a little dry.
Yes.
You're dangerous. See?
Yeah. I'm a little bit dangerous. Sorry.
So after the hardtack has had a considerable amount of time, we're talking about 8 hours to dry out and let the curing process finish, we're going to store them. Now remember, I originally cut them with the lid of this jar, so they should fit in perfectly. And as you can hear, they are hard like pucks. And the goal is to get as many in here as possible. And we are going to put in an oxygen absorber as well. So these are hot pockets. These are what you'd use in the winter time to keep your gloves and everything warm. These absorb oxygen. Now, I don't know if you actually need it, but it's a good idea to put it in. The biggest threat to these is moisture. It's not oxygen. I'm going to take a couple out and sort of try and get it in on the side. You might even be able to fit one more in there. What do you think? Think that'll work?
Yes.
All right. So there we have
Vodka.
13 hardtack inside of one jar with an oxygen absorber. Don't forget, if you are storing food for long term, you want to put the date that you stored it on the top. So that way you know when you're rotating your food out, when you can use this. This should store for years and years and years. Hopefully you never need it, but if you do, you have it. Thank you. Next time, I don't know what we're going to be doing.